The Apple Watch is a great looking device, but unlike most Apple devices, you have the ability to customize this one. Today, I'm going to give you a review on Apple's Milanese Loop, a band that you can buy at the Apple Store for your Apple Watch. So let's start with the basics. It's a stainless steel loop that goes around your wrist that is secured by a magnet on the back. It retails for $150 at the Apple Store. The Milanese Loop really does a good job of giving you this luxurious feel when you're wearing it. The tiny little links that put it together really reflect the light in a really gorgeous way. The band does have a little bit of a flexibility to it, so it does fit nicely and feel comfortable while at the same time looking really gorgeous on your wrist. It's important to remember though that this is a stainless steel product, so it will get scratches. No matter what you do, you will see a few scratches, especially on the magnet that holds the watch together. The band itself is all one piece. There is this free moving link at the end that hooks into the watch, but it stays on because the magnet is just big enough to keep it on the end. The magnet is a pretty strong magnet, but I've noticed that throughout the day it will loosen over time, but it does a pretty good job of keeping the watch closed. So I'm just going to slide this into the links on the Apple Watch. It's a really nice fit, and that's what you'd expect from an Apple-made product. I have a few third-party bands that look really nice on the Apple Watch, which I will be reviewing in a future video, but they do tend to slip a little bit in the links. This, on the other hand, definitely won't. It'll fit just like you would expect it to, and either way, you can put it the magnet on the right, the magnet on the left, and it'll just work just the way you expect it to. Now I'm just going to show you how this watch looks on the wrist. So you just slide it over, and you just pull the magnet on the back. And this can be challenging at times because the magnet is pretty strong. I usually have to rest my wrist somewhere and just pry at the magnet until the watch just falls over. And then it just wraps around on the other end, and you can just hook it on. The magnet is pretty strong, and it's pretty easy to adjust. All you do is put your fingernail into the little groove that's on there, and you can kind of adjust it by just sliding it or loosening it throughout the day, which is nice because sometimes you want a little tighter fit and sometimes you want a little bit of a looser fit. So it's nice to have that adjustability throughout the day, which you don't really get with like the sports band. Now I know a major question that I'm going to get is how comfortable is this band? Well, it doesn't pull out your hair as much as you'd expect it to, but because it is steel, it does kind of hurt the skin a little bit. As you can see, a little bit of redness on my wrist from wearing this on the first day. Um, I don't expect this to be something that's really difficult about the watch. It is a lot more comfortable than the leather loop in my experience. Now the question is this really worth the $150 price tag? That's a little tough to say. It is a very beautiful item, and it does really make your watch look a lot more luxurious on your wrist, as well as doesn't really sacrifice a lot of comfort. A lot of watch bands like the leather loop, for example, feel very stiff and not very comfortable on your wrist, but the mesh on this really does feel nice, and it is kind of nice to have that cool sensation on your wrist because of the metal. And it does give you some breathability. It really does look nice on your wrist. In my opinion, if it was priced more at the $100 value, it would be a pretty easy buy. The $150, even though that's just a small increase in price, does make it a little hard to kind of shell out that kind of cash. It is a well-made Apple product as usual, but if you're willing to spend the money, I do think this is a good band to get for your Apple Watch. I hope you all enjoyed this video on the Milanese Loop for the Apple Watch. I will be doing more videos on some of the third-party bands that I've bought, which are really nice and cost a lot less than this one. Please comment, subscribe, and tell me what else you want, and I'll try my best to make those videos for you. Thank you. This is Samir from Applify.